I am going to turn this over to Eduardo, who is our third panelist today. Eduardo, can you tell us about your work and CASA's work and the challenges and unique considerations for the organization work that you do?
Sure, good afternoon. First of all, I would like to thank all of the participants in this presentation. I'm very thrilled to be here learning from all of you and to share a little insight of what we do and what is going on in the grounds in our communities, right? And most importantly, to invite all of us to continue to get organized and to take action. So who we are. So CASA, over 100,000 members across the state of Maryland, Virginia, and South Central Pennsylvania. CASA is the largest members-based Latino and immigrant organization in the Mid-Atlantic region. What's our vision? We envision a future where we stay in our own power, our families live free from discrimination and fear, and our diverse communities thrive as we work with our partners to achieve full human rights for all. What's our mission? Our mission is to create a more just society by building power and providing the quality of life in work-class and immigrant communities. Um, so in Virginia, this is what we do, and I don't know what's going on right now with my screen. Let me see. So I'm just gonna walk you guys through the presentation, even though it's not gonna be reflected in your screen. Um, but why are we doing this? I feel like us as Latinos here in Virginia, we remember that 400 years ago, the first Black people was brought to our shore, and the first representational government was established in Virginia. But that didn't mean that all of the people were represented fairly. For example, women didn't have the right to vote. Black vote was suppressed until the 1965 Voting Right Act. And what we're seeing here after Virginians voted for the Amendment 1, it is an opportunity to give back, to give the power back to people, right? So, so what are we doing? What are we utilizing this example right now with our groups? I was talking to one of our members earlier about the meeting that we have and how we're doing, how we're feeling, how him personally feel about joining our efforts here in the community efforts that we're doing here in the state of Virginia. And we were talking about our missions, our visions, and how impactful it is to develop leadership within our community, right? Within our Latino community. And so we were talking about how are we structured within our community, how we structure as a CASA in the state of Virginia. Well, we do have geographically, we have a building block of organizing structure. Um, we organize geographically, and that includes new activists and existing members that they meet weekly, like around 30 to 40 people in different cities all over Virginia, right? The meetings are virtual, of course. And so where are we? Right now, we are in Fairfax County, in the city of Falls Church, Annandale, Springfield, and Alexandria City, and in the county of Prince William, in the cities of Woodbridge, Dumfries, and Manassas. We are in Winchester, Eastern Shore, in the counties of Accomack and Only. And of course, we are in Hampton Road area, Hampton Road County too. And what do we do yesterday? Um, we had the opportunity to do outreach door to door in different like cities in these counties, and we found out some common questions that we get while we were doing the outreach in our community. Um, the questions there were very precise and very important for us because we were doing a little training that it turned really big into the redistricting. So some of the questions were, okay, so I already vote for it. Some of the voters were saying, okay, I already vote. What else should I get more? Why should I get more involved? Some others ask, what's next? What more can I do? And then this is where we explain that getting organized means not only getting informed, but taking actions by joining community meetings. For example, yesterday at 6:30 p.m., we were having our organizing team at CASA. We're having the weekly meetings in the Fairfax County, Prince William, Winchester, Accomack, and Hampton Road with different like level of members that are actively participating in these efforts, right? And so the meetings are virtual. And this is where we inform and give our community members the tools that they need to develop leadership so that they can take action and mobilize if need. For example, like I mentioned yesterday, we had a training where we were able to connect redistricting to our issues, and to put it simply, how redistricting determines the representation process and how the process has a should impact on who runs for public office and who gets elected. And so at the same time, our community members have the opportunity to make sure that we plan to elect officials that advocate for our immigrant and working class families in the public safety, community founding, school policy, climate justice, and immigration issues. And I always mention to our members, other clear victories that our community were able to win. Um, it's the driver privilege card, among other victories that the community were able to achieve by getting informed, organized, and mobilized, making sure we were delegating and working together with our elected officials to make that happen. So there is a different like tools, there is a different like methods that we're utilizing, but most importantly what worked best for us, including even though we had the challenge of the pandemic, was to readjust everything from being in person to do the meetings virtually. Thankfully we were able to adjust and develop leadership within our community to not lose the connection between the fight and the movement that we're trying to build here in the state of Virginia, right? And so that's something that I wanted to share with wanted to share with you guys a little bit of how we manage to keep our community members involved in what we do. And of course, I'm going to share with you guys the links for our social media so that way you guys can stay connect and can contact me in case you guys want to be part of our groups in different the counties that I mentioned before. So that way we can, like I said, like we can all learn from each other and make sure that we keep moving forward and make the Commonwealth a greater place.